I started writing really in grade school. It was in the 7th grade that I had a teacher. I went to Louisa County schools, and I had a teacher who was also getting his PhD at UVA, who was the principal, and told me I could write. And I got out of homework for 6 weeks to do a special project, and I just wrote, and I went, hey, this is all right. And so I've really been writing ever since. I've read poetry all through high school, short stories, and always wrote.
I would guess that it was sometime in my senior year in high school, boarding school. For many years, I said that it didn't happen until I got to the University of Virginia, my first year at Virginia in the fall of 1960. But as a senior at George School, I had an assignment to write a letter to the self I thought I'd be in 5 years' time. This was a thing that the religion teacher demanded of all seniors. He didn't read them. We turned them in sealed up with instructions about how to get them to us or who to give them to if we weren't available. And mine fell through the cracks. I didn't get it for about 8 or 9 years, I guess. But I was really startled to see in it how much of it was taken up with my desire to be a writer.
I wrote my first novel, unpublished, when I was in the 8th grade. I was 14 years old, and I'd come home every day and write. And I never felt about writing as romantically or as happy or as joyful doing it as I did when I was in the 8th grade writing that novel.
When did I first seriously start writing? Probably, almost 30 years ago. I knew as a child that I wanted to be a writer. When I was about 8 or 9.
And I didn't write again until I was in the military. So it's, what is that, a 7 or 8 year period where I just sort of gave it up. I continued reading a lot, but I wasn't writing. I thought of myself as a writer, though. That's what I wanted to do, and I knew it.
It was a story. It was something I saw in a courtroom one day that sort of inspired me to create this courtroom drama. That became an obsession, and that led to the desire to try to write it. And one thing led to another.
I grew up in Japan and China and the Philippines, and when I was going to a missionary school up in Cooling Mountains up above the Yangtze River, I had a missionary lady for a teacher. She was always dressed in black, very strict. I was scared to death of her. But she liked what I wrote. She gave us little assignments in school. And she liked what I wrote. And it went to my head, and I've been writing ever since.